everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for watching and subscribing, checking out my videos, commenting. Thanks for riding motorcycles. We're looking into it. It's like one of the best things you can do. Especially if you like kind of solitude and just doing something on your own, you know. It's like not much else like it. Maybe fly fishing or something, you know, or hiking, bicycling. I love this bike right here. And there's a lot of lovable bikes out there, but there haven't been too many dual sports that I've ridden that I was like, wow, dude, I want to ride this more than my street bike when I go on a predominantly street bike ride. But this one, it just it's so good. It makes you not think about it. It just kind of disappears. It's like a buddy, long lost pal. I like the fuel range, you know, and I like that it's fuel injected. I'll say that. You know, a lot of dual sports, you're putting along and everything's going wonderful, then all of a sudden, brah, 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 brah. What just happened? Oh yeah, I ran out of fuel. Okay, now how do I do the fuel petcock? You got to reach down, switch that thing over. And on the TW200, it happened at about 68 miles or something, and on my KLX300, that sputter happens about 120. But that's besides the point. This one, it doesn't do it. You got a fuel gauge. It starts ticking down, and when you get down to 1 bar, it starts blinking after a while, and it also tells you how many gallons you've used over here. Right now I'm at 69.6 miles, and I've used 0.9 gallons, so I'm getting around 70 miles per gallon, which is great. It runs good whether it's cold or hot or high altitude or low altitude. It's great. It's got a factory 3.4 gallon tank, so I didn't have to do any customization to it to make it a better travel bike. It's got little wind deflector hand guards, that's fine. The mirrors are okay. The windshield's awesome. It's great to have it. I'm sure there's bigger and smaller and ones that have, you know, little additional things that go on top that you can add to make it perfect for you. But as far as most bikes go, I think it's one that you don't have to do much to. You know, there's no doohickey or whatever, like a KLR. There's no, you know, cam chain tensioner problems. There's nothing like known defects that you have to correct or gearing problems that make it so 6 gears unusable, like a WR. It's got enough power and enough gears to go 80, unlike a TW200. Yeah, I mean, what other dual sport has a tank this big on it, you know, that doesn't need it, you know? I mean, a DR650 might have a pretty big gas tank on it, but it needs it because it's a fuel sucker. Yeah, I think it's a great bike. It's probably my favorite bike of all time. I'm like, got me thinking, like, do I need the other bikes? But then again, you know, it is convenient to have the CB500X with luggage on it, because you know, if I want to go do an overnighter or something, it's easier just to stuff stuff into the hard luggage, I guess. But and it's a little better on the freeway, you know, probably considerably better. Just a little more power left when you're going that fast. But you know, I'm just going out to do a 50-mile-an-hour country road drive here, and this is the bike I want to ride. Probably the one you want me to ride too, isn't it? I thought about other bikes. Don't get me wrong. I had carte blanche, get whatever bike you want, and I was getting a garage built, going, well, the garage is going to start in January, and we'll see what comes out. And you know, right there, November, December, we got that news headlines from around the world. Oh look, Honda made a CRF300L. And I said, well, that's the one right there. If it comes to the US, I'm buying it. But I had all this time to research, so I'm like, okay, well, what else is coming out that I might consider as like my travel bike, you know? And the only other one that really was looking promising was that KTM Husqvarna 701 long range that had like the dual tanks and you know, 75 horsepower or whatever, 690 engine. And I rode my buddy's KTM 690, and that thing was very powerful, and it still felt okay. Like, you know, I rode it a little bit. I mean, he had only had a couple hundred miles on it. He had just got it, rode it a couple of times, and so I didn't want to like go crazy on it. But I found an empty lot and went over some log crossings and just kind of like did some little S's through the trees and stuff, and it was really comfortable and confidence inspiring in that terrain. And I got it out on the road, and it was busting those TKC 80s loose in third gear, you know, just roasting the back tire. Anytime I went hard on the gas, it was hard to wheelie because it would just smoke the tire instead of doing a wheelie. Crazy how much power that thing had. And I was like, yeah, you know what, if I have that much power, I'm gonna use it. I don't trust myself enough to have a bike that's that fast. So, and you know, I trust the Honda reliability, quality, all that stuff a little bit more than I trust Husqvarna. So, you know, you meet the nicest people on a Honda, so you might as well get a Honda. Here we are, 6th gear. Yeah, so I think this bike's pretty awesome. I can't really fault it. It's you know, there's some things that are not perfect, but, you know, what are you going to find that is perfect? I mean, even people who buy a CVO Harley for 40 grand do something to make it better for them, you know, put highway pegs on it. They don't come with highway pegs, probably. Or those little wind deflectors people put under the fairing to actually get air on you when it's hot. I mean, I don't know what that bike comes with, but it ain't 40 grand when you're done out of the dealership. It's more probably like 50, because you're going to do something to it. The pipes are going to be too quiet. Whatever it is, you know, people tinker. And if you got a bike like this and it's not perfect for everything, buy another one. It was only 6 grand, you know. And there's something to be said. There's so many good entry-level bikes on the market. I mean, you can get a motorcycle for as little as $1,807. The Honda Navis just came out, and you know, up as high as you want to go. But I'm pretty stoked at the price point of these, and you know, all the dual sports really. I think the TW200 is still the cheapest dual sport. I mean, of course, you can dual sport on a Honda Monkey or a Grom or whatever, or a 125 Trail 125. But if you can find one, I mean, that's really the whole problem with the industry right now, is if you can find one, there's just not enough of anything. But dual sports are